Three, two, one, cut the ribbon.
Thanks for coming out this morning. This has been an interesting project for us. I'm going to make this really quick because I know it's going to get hot. But we had the vision of this building back in about '07, and we started talking about it as a building twice this size. And then the economy decided to go south, and we said, let's put this thing on hold for a while. And then they decided to change how health care is provided and funded in the country. And we said, well, maybe that's a little too big. So we went to 60,000 square feet, which is what this building is, and still pretty big. And then we had to figure out how to pay for it. And in the meantime, we decided to build 2 stories, build a 3-story building, and just finish the first 2 floors. And the third was going to be a shell for the future. In the meantime, Kadlec Clinic and Kadlec Neuroscience Center grew so fast that before we could get construction started, we decided we needed all 3 floors. So what we have now is a complete building. We've added a whole bunch of physicians to Kadlec Clinic and Kadlec Neuroscience Center, and basically the building is going to be full as soon as we take occupancy and get everybody in it. So I just wanted to thank a few people, and there are hundreds of people that have made this happen. So if I forget somebody, I'll apologize in advance. But the architect was TGB out of Seattle, and Lois Broadway's the lead architect. Where'd Lois go? She's back here. Gary Shervinell is the contractor. Where'd Gary go? Gary's back here. He's the tall guy with the dark shades. And Jason Rose is the lead gentleman on our staff that handles construction and all of our facilities, and Jason's over here. So those are the 3 key pieces and all their players. So anyway, that's the basic group that's done the work, and I'd like to thank all of them. They've done a fabulous job.
The key to a great talk, as I just heard, was a great beginning, a great ending, and very little in between. So I will try to do just that. This building that you see in front of you today represents a culmination of a vision that we had a few years ago, or a couple of years ago, where we knew that we needed to bring to this community a collaborative effort of physicians who can work together in an environment that would allow them to collaborate with each other, to be able to go from floor to floor, from section to section, and to be able to enhance patient care in so many ways. It was interesting because a couple of years back, I want to give credit to a close associate who most of you know but isn't here today, is Mr. Chuck Baker. He and I took a trip to Billings, Montana, and saw the Billings Clinic and how their clinic actually benefited that community, and came back here and literally caught Rand and started twisting arms and all kinds of things, that we needed a building like that in the community here. I hope that as you go through this building, you're able to understand and see the power, the intellectual information that's going to be within this building. From the top of your head to the bottom of your toes, we're going to be able to take care of you. And not only that, we're going to be able to talk about it, collaborate with you, be inspired in the level of care that we provide for you. This is an exciting time for Kadlec Clinic, and many people deserve thanks. And I would like to just give thanks to Jason Rose and his team, who did a fantastic job bringing this together. And then operationally, we have Ken Nichols and Bill Baldwin with their teams, Christy Needham, Melissa Cragen, Rebecca Hill, and others of the management team that have operationalized this building, along with the Neuroscience Center and those participating in bringing that live. We're so grateful to them and them helping us come to this vision. Again, I hope you'll come to appreciate what is here as you come here to see your specialists, and whatever the needs might be. I think you'll come to understand the power and the vision of this building. So we're glad we're dedicating it to you as our patients. We hope that you will come to understand it and appreciate it the way that we do and the way the vision has come together. But again, I would be remiss in not thanking Mr. Rand Wortman and the Kadlec Health System Board, who actually caught this vision with us. And to be honest with you, as Rand mentioned, it was a time when it was tough financially to be able to say, what are we going to do with this building? But they caught the vision, could understand what we were trying to accomplish, and dedicated themselves to helping us finish this building and bring it to pass in what you see today. So again, thank you, and thank all of those who participated with us in bringing this building live.
Some of us have been waiting for this day for a long time. About 10 years ago, the Kadlec Health System leadership decided to pursue a plan to develop a multi-specialty group to provide comprehensive treatment of all types of neurologic and neuromuscular diseases and conditions with a group of different specialties brought together to do it in a very comprehensive fashion. Out of that, the Kadlec Neuroscience Center grew. About 5.5 years ago, the first physicians were recruited, and since then we've been growing on a constant basis. With this building and the opening of the Neuroscience Center on the first floor here, that vision will finally come to its fullest completion period. And we will soon have a group containing 6 neurologists, 3 neurosurgeons, 2 physical medicine rehabilitation physicians, and an interventional pain physician, that would be me, and a group of 6 nurse practitioner and physician's assistants, all working together to provide the most complete and comprehensive type of treatment for patients with all types of neurologic and neuromuscular conditions, including the medical diagnosis and treatment, as well as interventional and surgical treatment of all types of conditions of the brain, spine, spinal cord, and neuromuscular system. So for those of us involved, it's really quite exciting for us to finally end up in one place, to be able to collaborate with each other in one location, and this will truly be a huge benefit to our patients and to the community. So we look forward to seeing people here and for a long time. Thanks.
I come from this from a pretty unique perspective. When I started here 8 years ago, yes, I am old enough to have been here for 8 years. I'll be pass my driver's license around here in just a second. But when I started here 8 years ago, it was a very different place. I opened a solo practice like many of the other physicians here in town, because at that time, our physician community consisted of a fractionated group of small practices, and it was fairly inefficient care. Patients had to run all over Tri-Cities to receive this broken, inefficient care. A lot has changed over the last 8 years. Over this time, Rand Wortman and his administrative team have completely changed the landscape of healthcare in the Tri-Cities. And I think this is just one example of that. And it's pretty exciting. This building, to me, as a physician, represents more than just a beautiful piece of architecture, which it is. But it represents an evolution, I think, in the partnership between physicians and between our healthcare system. It represents an evolution in how we take care of patients. And it represents an incredible single access point for our patients, a place where physicians can come under one roof, provide collaborative, well-orchestrated, excellent care at one place. And we can provide care that our patients expect and that our patients deserve. And it's pretty exciting. And so if we've been able to take an idea that was once scribbled on a napkin somewhere in a restaurant and turned into this in 8 years, it's going to be pretty exciting to see what happens in the next 8 years. And I'm very excited to be a part of it and thankful for the opportunity.
I want to congratulate Kadlec on this new building. And it isn't just the facility itself that's the end. It's the expectation that it will be one part in attracting the highest quality physicians and other healthcare professionals to treat us in the coming years. And as was pointed out in explaining the diversity of skills that will be resident together in this building, Kadlec is positioning itself for whatever scenario will play out in the future healthcare structure in our society. We're uncertain what that scenario will be, but we are certain that it will change and evolve over time, and that the practice of medicine and healthcare will change and evolve as science informs us better on how to address our issues. As an elder person here, encountering more such issues each year, I understand the need for greater understanding and care and delivery. But from the standpoint of the city, Kadlec is the major employer in our central city. Its employment has grown to over 2,000 people. Its patient intake over the past decade has almost quadrupled to over 400,000 annually, inpatient and outpatient. It's a major presence, and it becomes not just a secondary service industry, but partly a primary industry for the city in attracting patients from throughout the region and beyond. So it is the 800-pound gorilla in our central business area revitalization, and an essential and important partner in that. But we need our eggs in more than one basket, and we hope that this in itself will attract other private investment. You see some underutilized properties in our downtown. You see some stalled projects that we keep being asked about. And we need every bit of help we can get in attracting other private investment to keep our central area vital. And with that, I will segue on to a proclamation I have to read and present today. Whereas the City of Richland supports and encourages businesses and facilities to develop and grow within Richland, whereas the citizens of Richland will benefit by the opening of Kadlec Health System's Specialty Physicians Center, and whereas Kadlec's perseverance and dedication will continue to make a positive contribution to our community. Now therefore I, John Fox, by virtue of the authority vested in me as mayor of the City of Richland, Washington, do hereby proclaim Kadlec Specialty Physicians Center business of the day, and urge all citizens to join in celebrating the grand opening of this new business in our community and participate in its observance. And Rand, will you accept the proclamation and our congratulations?